What's happening, YouTube? I know I've been out of pocket for a minute, and I apologize for that. We'll get into all that here in a few minutes, and then I've got something really cool I want to show y'all. And it ain't my new tattoo, but it's really cool too. I got something I really want to show y'all, but I want to go over a few things first. The hardtail kit from Crispy Co came in. It's right here. I'm not even going to unbox it till I'm ready to do a product review on it, and that probably won't be till I buy another old bike. Which, if I had to assume, I'll probably buy one this summer because I kind of got work I need to do to all of these. One of them you're about to see. I gotta figure out why my master cylinder on the white shovel head ain't pumping. I'm gonna put an old cylinder back on it and see what happens. I gotta get the new seat mounted on it. I'm pretty sure y'all saw a short that I put up with the CB750 tank on it, but if not, I'll roll it out in a few minutes and we'll showcase it a little bit, and I'll tell you what I want to do to it. Then I got a surprise I want to show y'all with some stuff that, I want to do to it. So by the time I get all that done, I'll probably be ready to buy a project, and I should have my pan head back in a week or two. So that's going to put me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 choppers in here, plus my 2 modern bikes, plus an iron head that's just taking up space over here. But it ain't really hurting anything over there. So I'm gonna have to eventually ask myself, when is enough enough? Do I gotta get rid of one of them? And I'll show y'all the one that there's 2 in here that I ain't just sewed on. But first of all, shout out to a subscriber. Terry Massey, longtime subscriber. Also subscribes to my boy Slickhead Custom Cycles. Sent me Shovelhead FX fender because he heard me talking about the direction I wanted to go in on the one I just hardtailed. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But first, I want to open up some stuff. I know, man, Slick had a killer video. That he put that together so cool. I remember he called me. He goes, man, here's what I need you to do. I need you to film this and send it to me. So he had me film my little piece of not the Hamburglar or the Penguin. Maybe I was the Penguin, but I was the motorcycle thief Penguin to go along with his video. And man, that video was hilarious. I really dug. But what was more cooler, man, is he's really digging into that XR now. That XR to me is a real special bike. Don't get me wrong, them pan heads and them flatheads are cool, but that XR, shit, they only made a few of those bikes, man. That's a really cool bike. I think it belongs to Billy. But, Billy, you're rich. We all know that. People say I'm rich. I'm not rich. I'm just irresponsible. Nah, I just fucking with you, Billy. But Slick told y'all, I asked him, I said, man, if you don't mind, because I have had some subscribers reach out to me. Are you okay, man? I hadn't seen anything from you in a while. And I'll get to that in a minute too. And so I asked Slick if he would give y'all a heads up and let y'all know I'd be back this week. But he goes and tells y'all I'm down in Mexico getting surgery. I decided to transition. So I love you, Slick. You my bro, you know that. I can't wait to see you in May, bro. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have a ball. Don't worry, we're going to show y'all that. But my buddy up in Illinois, I think he's around southern Illinois, man. He's a powder coater. He owns a powder coating company. JTS Coatings, if you're in the area, you need some powder coat work done. He highlights some pretty cool shit that he does. But he also is a content creator. Some of you guys may know him, Wrenching Wreck. Well, he sent me some swag, man. Just like old Slick did. And I told Wrench and Wreck I'd wear his shirt in my next video. And I've had this stuff for like 3 weeks now. But because the last 2 videos I put out, I'd already had them filmed, and I hadn't done anything in the last 10 or 12 days. This is my first opportunity. So Wrench and Wreck, if you're watching, thank you, man. And I'm going to tell him and all of you while we're talking about it, Hippie's Chopper Corner got his first batch of shirts ordered. I'm not going to show y'all a Slick sneak peek or none of that. Slick has seen the sneak peek on it, but I hope to have those in a week or so. When you see me wearing one in a video, you'll know I got them. I'll give y'all a heads up on it. But yeah, man, he sent me some cool swag, man. He sent me some shop rags. Sent me some shop rags with his JTS coatings on it. Coatings and cycles, my bad. Yeah, it's a cycle shop, and he does powder coat. He powder coats big shit too. He's got big ass ovens. But he sent me a bunch of shop rags. He sent me some koozies. I guess you can put your cold beer in these. You guys know I don't drink, but that's cool. I can put my sodas in it. But more importantly, he sent me a bunch of stickers. You guys know how I freaking love stickers. I'll spend $1,000 on parts and get all giddy about $5 worth of stickers that they put in there. Matter of fact, from my last Prism Supply batch of stickers, but God, I've got 20 of each one of these already because I buy a lot from Prism Supply. Throttle Addiction used to send stickers. They done got kind of sideways now, but I'm not gonna bash them. Hell, they may sponsor me someday. So shout out Wrench and Wrecked up there. All right. So again, apologize for not putting a video out. But I had some big stuff coming up that just didn't allow me time to film a video. I think my channel will be, let's go ahead and say this, we're in March. We're not, we're right at the tail end of February. But I think my first video posted to YouTube in April. So, or May. So I'm 9 or 10 months old, my channel is. And I don't think I've ever gone very long without filming a video, so it was out of character for me. But man, the stars just lined up where I couldn't do a video. Sorry, I couldn't do one that I would put out. I could have done one, but you know, I wouldn't have put it out because it wouldn't have just been any good probably. But I had a club brother pass away last week, and his viewing and his service was last weekend, so I had that. And then I knew the following week coming up, I was busy with my organization, the organization that I ride with. I was going to be busy all week with them. I had brothers coming in from all over the world and all over the country, and a few of them were staying with me. My brother from Australia came and got his parts. He was absolutely grateful. He calls me brother. Good day, brother. So Waz, if you're watching, man, I hope those parts help you out, brother. It was a privilege to have you here, and I really enjoyed spending time with you this weekend. All my brothers that I saw, y'all, I had no idea how many of my brothers watched my channel. But for the last 3 or 4 days, I couldn't walk 5 feet without a brother hollering out, "Hippie, I love your channel, bro. I watch it all the time." Golly, that just humbled me, man. Made me feel so good. But I just got back. It's Sunday, late morning. I wanted to film a video for y'all. I've got to turn around in a few minutes. About 3 o'clock, go pick up Outbound. We're headed into Nashville. And we're going to hang out and kick it with a bunch of people that haven't caught planes yet. You know, Canada, Sweden. We got a lot of people still hanging out, man, to have fun, and they're all flying home tomorrow. I took off work tomorrow. But that's what I've been up to. So, again, I apologize about not getting you guys a video out. And now I'm fixing to show y'all what happened last week. Because during all of that, I had this guy on one of the Shovelhead Facebook pages that I follow posted something that he was wanting to trade. And I didn't really have anything to trade except, you know, one of these bikes I finished. And the deal that I offered was way too much for him. And I don't blame him. It was I don't want to get rid of it price, but for your bike and this money, I will. So, but anyway, then it dawned on me I do have a project. I said, it's a complete motorcycle, but it's completely apart. The parts are piled up here on the floor, and the frame's completely naked. I just cut it in half and hardtailed it. And he said, "That's great." He said, young kid too, man. He's probably 25, 26 years old, and he wants to get into these old bikes. And there's not a lot of young kids in their 20s that's wanting to get into these older bikes, man. I wish they would, but there's just not a lot of guys that are that age getting into them. Because Slick will tell you, our average age on viewership of this channel is 55 to 65. I have like 28% of the people that view my channel are 55 to 65, and that's the highest amount. Then, you know, like 23, 24% are 45 to 55. 18% are, you know, 35 to 45. You know, and it goes down. So a lot of younger kids aren't watching this stuff. But anyway, glad to see David's into it. And I don't have any water out here. So you guys are just going to have to deal with my cough. Everybody else deals with it. So first, let's go over here. I know this ain't going to do it any justice, but I don't feel like pushing it out. If you saw my last short, you'll see my painter brought my tank back. But I don't think I did a video on it. I think I just did a short. But man, he did just unbelievable. That's gold leafing he did. Those are Japanese characteristics for Honda, because this is a 74 CB750. Yeah, like I said, it's getting really tight in the shop, guys. There's too many bikes in here. He put that killer ass Dragon on the back. And then for the coup de grace, he put this badass Samurai Warrior over here. And I think that's Japanese character for Warrior. But he put that Samurai soldier on there and put the blue accents on it. And man, this is probably some of his greatest work, man. I can't tell you how many coats, clear coat he's got on this thing, but I don't have a petcock for it, so I can't fire it up, but it needs to be fired up. It hasn't been fired up since the last video I did on it, but like I said, different seat, different fender, sissy bar, you know, throw that hippie stank on it, and I'll go ahead and tell y'all now what I might do. I'm going to get y'all's opinion on it when I get the bike done. Is there's a high probability I might raffle this bike. I found a way to get a title for it, so I'm working. This is the only bike I have that don't have a title. But I found a way to get a title for it, and as long as I can get a title for it, I'm thinking about seeing what y'all think about me raffling this bike off. I think it would be cool. I'll raffle it off. And there's all kind of charities out there. So what I'll do is half the proceeds will go to a some kind of children's and biker charity. I know they've got a thing called Forgotten Angels down in Florida that Shade Tree Surgeon really supports. I think Weens Motor Co. really supports it. And I learned about it through watching those guys' channels. So I could donate half the money to that. Maybe the other half I put back into the channel, put back into the shop, maybe get a piece of equipment, something to make things a little easier for me to do production with. But anyway, you know, and it wouldn't be stupid money. You know, I'd think maybe $25 a ticket, a couple of hundred tickets, that'd make $5,000. You know what I mean? And I don't think that would be unheard of. That might be a little high. That might be a high retail price to sell that bike. Probably $300 to $3,500 would be a retail price for it, but we're doing a raffle, so and we're giving half the money to charity. So anyway, you guys let me know what y'all think about that when the time comes. Hold your opinion until then. But anyway, now on to the surprise. Bam! There it is. 98 Evo. And that's what that kid had. He had this 98 Evo. It was last year the Evo. Blockhead, Evo, whatever you want to call it. One of the most dependable motors that Harley Davidson ever built. You know, it's so funny that I hear people dog the AMF era. You know, oh, you got a 70-something shovelhead, trash, AMF, leaks all the time. Well, man, there were a lot of cases that came out of the factory that weren't machined very good, and they leaked on the cases and all of that. But, you know, if you put one together really good, your shovelhead doesn't leak. And at the end of the day, if you say that AMF and Evo saved Harley Davidson, you're correct. It did. But let me tell you, that Evo motor right there,
That was the brainchild and research and development of AMF. You don't just design a new engine overnight. It takes years to design a new engine. And they were designing that new engine long before it came out in 85. I'll promise you that. So yes, the Evo, that's an AMF brainchild. So you take that for what it is. But anyway, you guys will probably recognize that is the FLH front end that came off the FLH shovel head. So he had a narrow 8-over front end on his bike that he wanted to keep, and I wanted to run a big front end on this bike. And right now I'm digging it. You know, the kid put it together pretty good. He hardtailed it, and they do make a hardtail kit for these softtail frames. But what he did, I mean, a softtail already kind of looks like a hardtail. That Willie G come out with this. I think this was Willie G's brainchild to make it look like a chopper. But what he did is he just pulled the shocks out, and he made some solid steel struts in there. He lowered it to where he wanted it, put some solid steel struts on it. So it is rigid. It's just not a welded rigid frame. And I probably won't do a welded rigid frame on this. That doesn't bother me a bit. It's already hardtailed. He put a cool seat on it. That looks like probably a TC Bros fender. Really, he put some high mid pegs on it. And he put it together pretty good, man. Now all the tins and everything are powder coated, and that's what I did on my first bike, but it's not what I want to do. I mean, because you can see, all the blemishes and imperfections in it. You can see the body marks in it, and I think his powder coat ran on him over here, But, for his first bike, he did pretty damn good. But I'll have my painter strip all this down. But you guys know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a tall sissy bar on it, repaint it. I don't know if I'm keeping that or not. I ain't sold on the big front end. But I'm probably going to get a 6-over narrow. I like to run these wide springers. But I'm probably going to get a 6-over narrow front end with a spool hub and some 16-inch ape hangers with a tall sissy bar, and boom, it screams hippie all over it. So now there is a channel out there that a guy's got a bike kind of like this one at Grease's Garage over there. He's got the Evo with the hardtail frame and the big front end on it, the big wheel on it. But he took his transmission out and he made it a 4-speed ratchet top kicker only to it. I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4 kick only motorcycles. So I will keep this one electric start. I'm not putting a kicker on it. Well, they make a kicker kit for this transmission that I might put on it, but I'm absolutely keeping that primary and that electric start on this one. That's hands down. I'm keeping it. I got enough bikes I have to kick start. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. This is what I've got. I'll fire this one up for you guys, and then we'll close the video out. I got a headlight to go on it. Here's the headlight wire right here. There won't be any wiring up here because there's no turn signals on this bike. It's a headlight, tail light, brake light. The kid did a really phenomenal job wiring this bike up. I'll probably get rid of this push cable because you can run these CV carbs on pull only, and all my S&S Super E's are set up on pull only. Harley ran a single throttle cable for decades, and the safety administration was the one that made them start putting the push on it. One's a push, one's a pull. I'll probably do away with it. One cable. That'll be it. So it'll be nice and clean up here, nothing but a throttle and a clutch cable. No, I'm not putting a foot clutch on this one. This is going to be a chopper-ish modern ride. And there's a high probability I'll put a Mikuni on it. I won't put a Super E on it. Super E's just don't like
Evos, in my opinion. But it's got a push button starter on it. Probably change that petcock too. But on the Evo, on the later Evos, and I'll show y'all that. And as soon as I get some tanks from my damn cutting torch over there, I'll bend that kickstand into a S. Well, this thing will lean over a little farther. But I put a 6-over front end on it. It'll lean over far enough then. In the later market Evos, the earlier Evos, the crank still vented at the bottom of the crank. Later, they started running them like modern bikes do. The crankcase pressure comes out the head, and then they ran it back into your intake, which goes back into your carburetor or your throttle or your fuel injection intake. And then instead of nice, cool, clean air going into your engine, you're sending hot, oily, misty air back into it. And I've done a video on that, and I showed y'all how I put an external breather on that one. Well, he did it on this one. So I'm digging that. Kudos to him. He ran a catch can, or he just ran a tube down to the ground, and he lets it vent onto the ground. I really didn't notice what he's got going. Yep, just a hose going down there. But I'm cool with that. So I'm gonna end this video here. Just for a visual, I'll show y'all. This is a seat pan that I bought. I was gonna have to really modify it for that one, but I'm gonna keep that seat on it. I got that seat from a subscriber. We had the same seat. He had a rigid seat. I had one for a swing arm. We just traded each other. So that's what we're gonna run on that one. So I got to rewire the tail light, get that seat mounted, get the brake finished up. I'll be ready to ride this one again. But then this one, I thought about maybe putting that king queen seat on it. And I still might do that, because I think that changes the whole look of that bike right there. You know, I'd have to put a different fender on. I want the fender to come farther back, than a tall sissy bar. But that and an extended Springer front end, that'd be just enough hippie stank on it right there with some ape hangers. Anyway, I'm getting long in the tooth. I'm going to shut it down. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll get y'all another video out toward the end of the week. Until then, y'all tune in to Slickhead Custom Cycles. Go check out Fuse's Bike Art on Facebook. He's not on YouTube. He's on Facebook. And while you're at it, go check out my buddy Ralph, the Birdman, up in Canada. A boot. It's a boot time. My boy Ralph up there. It's my time. Let's go. He put a video out last week. Was funny as hell. It's some older stuff that he had before YouTube, but it was killer, man. He flew off his roof with a flying suit on. I think he broke a world record with that. It was pretty crazy, but it was good. So y'all go check him out. Check out Gus over there at This Old Chopper, and again, Wrench and Wreck for shooting me this swag. He shot it to me and told me if I had any, send him some back. So as soon as the shirts come in, of course,
I gotta repay him, and I gotta repay Slick, and then I will let you guys know how you can get yours. So anyway, until next time, thank you to all my subscribers. Big Ed, I hope you're doing well. I know you went through some stuff with your mom. Sorry to hear about that. Tell you sorry again. And Rusty Shovel, Terry Massey, X, all you guys that are in my comments all the time, I appreciate y'all. If I'm not calling you out, it's because it's been a really long week. I'm sorry, and my brain ain't working like it should. But anyway, tune in next week or later this week for some more of this sketchy chopper shit at Hippie's Chopper Corner, home of the sketchy chopper, where we keep them sketchy all the time.